Hey guys, if you're looking for our opinions on specific neutral cards, click on the timestamps in the description. Enjoy the video. Oh, what's up guys? How's it going? It's Turkey Sub here with my boy Yoken. Yo,
What up?
Yo, what's up, bro? So you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about you,
Yoken, play for YCU. Diamond 1 top laner. Hit me up, I'll be doing some League videos soon. So we're just doing a card review of the Whispers of the Old Gods, the new cards, the neutral cards.
That's right, man. Neutral cards. Alright, so we're gonna start out with Tentacle of N'Zoth. So Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all minions. What do you think, KD?
I think this card is unplayable in constructed.
It's pretty fucking trash, right? Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's just horrible. Like, they can choose when to trade. They'll obviously trade their minions first. And then 1 damage isn't even that significant. And they can choose when it activates.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's bad if you're playing... Like, usually when you play... You want to play lower mana, like, cost cards if you're playing something like Zoo. But then, this is, like, unplayable in Zoo because you have a shit ton of, like, 1 health minions. And if, someone blasts that, then all your minions are destroyed anyways, right?
Yeah.
I think it's trash. Anyways, yeah, what do you think about Arena, though?
Arena, I think it's also below average.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll pick it if it's there, but it's not good at all.
Alright, let's move on to the next one then. Alright, so, Zealous Initiate. Death Rattle, give a friendly minion +1/+1. So, I think in Constructed, it would be used in sort of like a Zoo-ish type deck, but I don't think it's going to see play at all, to be honest. What do you think?
Yeah, they're just better 1-drops for Zoo decks. Like, if you think about it, it's just a 1-mana 2/2, but you prefer to run something like Argent Squire instead for your 1-drop than this card.
Yeah, that's true.
And then in Arena, same thing. You don't get to choose when it activates, so it's just a 1-mana 1/1, which is horrible.
Yeah, alright. Moving on, Shifter Zerus. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a random minion. Alright?
You can start this one.
Yeah, alright. I don't know. So, okay, so if it switches to random minion, then it would be like the same cost as the random minion, right?
Yeah.
So it would just be like anything random.
Like if it could switch to like a 4-mana Yeti.
Okay. And then, wait, how does it know to like switch again after though? I guess it's just part of its ability. So like, it can
yeah,
go, like,
I would assume
Yeti
so.
to something else to something else. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess this card can be okay because since I think I don't know, in constructed maybe not, but in arena, if you have something that's constantly changing, then that turn it might just be amazing, and you just wait until if that turn that turn it would be amazing, right? I don't know. I think it would be okay. What do you think?
In constructed, I wouldn't say be played, but in arena, I'd say it'd just be an average card because it's inconsistent. Because arena is so much about tempo and playing on curve, and then if you don't, say you get like 8 mana card on your turn 4, then it's useless.
Yeah.
But in the late game, it could be an extra late game.
It's true. Like imagine if that turns into like a super like late game card, or even like a mid range card late game. You can still play it decently, right?
So I just think it's like average.
I think well, also if you're getting a legend in arena, then this one might not be your first choice anyways, right? But yeah.
True.
All right. Moving on. Speaking of legends, all right, we got Nat the Darkfisher. So at the start of your opponent's turn, they have a 50% chance to draw an extra card. All right.
Right. So I'll just say it right now. Unplayable in constructed and arena. You do not want this card. You think about 2-mana cards, it's already a 2/3, so you just gain 1 extra health to give your opponent. I would actually just leave it up and just draw a bunch of cards.
Actually though, it's so dumb. All it is is 1 extra health on like most 2-drops, right?
And like 2/3s usually tend to have an effect too. That'd be good, like Flame Juggler.
Yeah.
I prefer that so much over Nat the Darkfisher.
Of course, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so not playable probably. Moving on. Alright, we got Beckoner of Evil. So we got our first Cthulhu card. So Battle Cry, give your Cthulhu +2/+2. So I was actually trying out a few Cthulhu decks, and I was playing Cthulhu Druid, and having this on turn 2 is actually nice, just the body. And a lot of the Cthulhu cards that synergize, like the later game cards, are mostly like if your Cthulhu has 10 attack, right? So 10 attack seems to be like the nice threshold on which you could play really, really like strong tempo cards. So giving your Cthulhu already 2/2, so it would become an already an 8/8 on turn 2. Seems pretty good, and 2/3 are decent stats too.
Yeah, I think it's definitely runnable in constructed.
Yeah.
Even in arena, like a 2/3 is fine with no effect.
Just the body, yeah.
Just like an average pick in arena and a runnable card in Cthulhu decks.
It's kind of hard to tell whether or not Cthulhu cards will be used at all in arena though. Like, wouldn't you rather just pick any other minion other than a Cthulhu minion just because they're so strong? Like,
yeah,
do you think any Cthulhu minions are going to be run in arena? Like,
I mean,
at
like
all?
the stat lines are fine in arena, so like. I'd pick it like Bloodfriend Raptor, 3/2, no effect. I'd still take that as a 2-drop. It's like a decent 2-drop.
Yeah,
and same thing with the 2/3.
It's true. Yeah. Alright. Sounds good. So, next card, Dusk Boar. Just a 4/1 beast. What do you think, bro?
Definitely unplayable. I mean, the 1 mana is just actually huge. And then I don't know. Even like if you think about it, you could run it in Hunter and maybe like do some cheese cards.
I guess.
Like
yeah.
giving it like charge or something, but
True.
I don't think it's that good.
Other than that, yeah, not great. In arena, I guess I don't know. It's just too easy to trade. Too easy to get traded into with other minions. The 1 health can be strong for trading up though, but other than that,
like definitely if it's able to stay for 1 turn, then you could trade up pretty high, like into a 3-drop or maybe even a 4-drop.
It's true.
In arena, but it's unlikely it'll stay up because they'll have something for turn 1 or turn 2.
Very true, very true. Alright, next up we got Twisted Worgen. So it's like a Worgen Infiltrator, except a 3/1. So add 1 attack, and then gain 1 mana. It's not great. I mean, a 3/1 with stealth's pretty good though. Trade up into a lot of like 3 health stuff, but I think it's still pretty weak. Not sure.
I think in constructed, I could only see it being played in Hunter decks, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's already better 2-drops you can play, such as like Bladezuka or Flame Juggler.
Yeah.
I mean the reason
gone, but
the reason a Worgen Infiltrator was good because you could play it on turn 1 and it does 2 damage, so that's pretty good. And they have to kill it after.
Yeah, true.
But there's just better cards on 2 mana, so I don't think you'll see play.
All right. Okay, next one we got is Bilefin Tidehunter. Battlecry, summon a 1/1 ooze with taunt. I don't know if you've been on ladder lately, but there's this terrible Cancer Paladin deck, and basically they run the 3/3, where it's whenever you summon a minion with 1 HP, you get Divine Shield, right? So the 3/3 along with this card, it's like so dumb. You have like so many things with Divine Shield, and it's so bad. It's so hard to clear everything, man. It's insane. But I think in constructed, it's actually being used in a lot of decks, like a lot of decks. So I don't know. It seems good so far. And arena, it's decent too because the 1/1 thing has taunt, and that can be very annoying to deal with.
But I would say in constructed, I would rather run the Tidehunter, just because you get that extra Murloc synergy. And I don't think the 1/1 taunt is that big.
It's pretty big. Like it defends the higher attack minion, right? And it could also defend other things on your board. And if they don't have other board clear or like a decent way to deal 1 damage, it can be pretty strong. Just a protection. Oh.
And then in arena, it'd just be like it's like an average card.
Yeah, just
like decent.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next up we got Twilight Geomancer, taunt and battle cry. Give your Cthulhu taunt. Okay, decent. Giving your Cthulhu taunt, I think. I don't know. Like I've played a decent amount of Cthulhu decks, and I don't know if giving your Cthulhu taunt is really that huge. For me, whenever I play Cthulhu, I already won the game. So it's like giving it taunt might not be that big of a deal unless you're playing a more grindier matchup, say against like a warrior or something like that. But other than that, it's usually like, okay, I have Cthulhu now, I already won. So yeah, I don't know what do you think?
I think you just want to play the buff cards that'll get your Cthulhu big so you can use its massive effect.
Yeah.
And then the 1/4 stat line is way too weak for a 2 mana drop.
True, it's true.
I don't think it'll be played. And then same thing with arena, the stat line's way too weak.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Squirming Tentacle, 2/4 taunt. Stats are okay. I guess it trades up into any 2 HP minions. Well, trades down into 2 drops, right? Pretty well. So I don't know. I think it can be okay. Especially against like all those cancer decks running those like disgusting 2/1s and 1/2s and divine shields and stuff. It can be good to absorb some of the shields and stuff. I don't know, what do you think?
In constructed, if Zoo is really like meta, then it will be played, but I still don't even think that's that great. And then in arena, I like 2/4s like below average.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd rather have a 3/3 or 3/4.
Yeah.
I think both those stat lines are better than 2/4. So.
All right, sounds good. We got Spawn of N'Zoth. Death Rattle, give your minions +1/+1. It's a 2/2 for 3. Okay. I guess it can be used in sort of like a more flood deck, like Zoo or something like that. And if that pops, then all your minions get +1/+1. But I think it's kind of difficult to, you know, because, like as you were saying before, your opponent can choose when to pop it, right? So
yeah.
they'd want to trade all your minions first and then trade that last. But if you get the opportunity to trade it in first and then all your minions are buffed, then that's when it can be good. But if, you know, the question is, will you get to that point, right?
Yeah. In constructed, I don't see it being played.
Yeah.
Because obviously they can kill all your other minions, and then the 2/2 stat line's really weak.
Yeah, exactly.
And in arena, same thing. If you get its effect, and you already have board control, then you're already winning.
Exactly. The 1/1 stats aren't going to make that huge of a difference.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be best in arena if you're, you know, making a nice trade up or something like that. I think that's when it would be best. But all right, cool. Next up, we got Twilight Elder. At the end of your turn, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. So pretty solid 3-drop, 3/4 stat line's pretty good. I was playing it in my Cthulhu Druid deck, and it's pretty strong against most other 3-drops when I think of it. So it's really solid, and if it stays on board too, you're constantly gaining the +1/+1 on Cthulhu. Pretty good.
Yeah, the stat line is perfect. It's 3/4, same thing as Spider Tank, and Spider Tank stats are really good. And then even with the added effect, so it's actually better than Spider Tank.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and it's at the end of your turn every time, so it's not just once.
Exactly, yeah. If it stays alive, it can, you know, get out of control. Alright, next up we got Disciple of Cthulhu. Battlecry, deal 2 damage, and give your Cthulhu +2/+2.
Wait, are we on Amgam Rager?
Oh, I don't know. No, apparently not. No, we're on Disciple of Cthulhu, apparently.
Oh. Because Amgam Rager's above it for me.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, so Battlecry, deal 2 damage, and give your Cthulhu +2/+2. So I actually run this in my Cthulhu deck, and it's really nice to trade up into 2 mana minions. 2 HP minions. And giving your, again, you want to get to that 10 attack threshold, and, you know, giving +2/+2 on turn 3 is really nice.
Yeah, so if you compare this to the 1 mana spells that deal 2 damage, and then it's a 2 mana 2/1, give your Cthulhu +2/+2, which is really good. You can trade into the 3/2s and still have a body after, so I actually really like this minion.
Alright, sounds good. Next up we got Aberrant Beserker. Enrage +2 attack, so it's 3/5. Okay, I don't know. What do you think, man? This is kind of a weird card.
Actually, don't like this card because 3/5s aren't even that good.
Yeah.
So say like Senjin Shieldmaster isn't even being run and constructed, and then say you ping it, it becomes a 5/4, and 5/4s aren't being run either. So the stat line, and there's no effect, so I don't think it'll be run in constructed.
Do you think it would be run if it had taunt though? I think it would be way better with taunt.
Because 5 attacks is actually really good.
Yeah.
A lot of 5 health or 5 mana minions, 5 cost minions have 5 health, so it could trade up.
Yeah.
After it like kills like a 2-drop or something.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, right now it's not great, but if it had taunt, it would be so much better. It would actually be like run if it had taunt. Anyways, yeah. All right. Next up, we got Polluted Hoarder. Death Rattle, draw a card. So 4 mana, 4/2. Okay. It can trade up into like 5/4s or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It can be okay. I don't know, but it also can be dealt with like something like by like backstab or some like small card like that, right? So.
I think it has potential. I can't say for sure that it'll be run, but it has potential to be run. Because the 4/2 stat's fine, and then Death Rattle draw cards is actually really good as well.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what about Arena though? I think this would definitely be run in Arena.
I think it's a good card in Arena for sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. Next up, we got Cthulhu's Chosen, Divine Shield, and Battlecry. Give your Cthulhu +2/+2.
What do you think of it?
4/2 Divine Shield's pretty nice. I think, well, in Constructed it's hard to say, but I think in Arena, a 4/2 Divine Shield's really, really strong. Like, really strong. You can trade up into so many things. But I'm just thinking about Constructed. If you're playing that on turn 4, I guess it can be okay. And again, +2/+2 is really good, but who knows, man? What do you think? Do you think it would be running Constructed or just a good card in Arena?
Constructed, I see it having potential because you compare it to Scarlet Crusader, which has a really good stat line and used to be run a lot.
Yeah.
So for an extra mana, you get +1/+1, which is fine
Exactly.
on a good card. But you also get the Battle Cry, which is really good for Cthulhu decks. So I could see it having potential and being run. And then in Arena, I would say it's a good card.
Sounds good. Perfect. All right. Next up, we got Faceless Shambler. So taunt and Battle Cry. Give a friendly minions. Copy a friendly minions attack and health. All right. That's okay. That's kind of weird. So the one that it switches with gets the 1/1, and then he gets their stats and its taunt. I think it's bad.
Yeah, Faceless Manipulator is pretty much the same thing, but without taunt.
It's
but with
worse.
Faceless, but Faceless Manipulator, you get like the death rattles and the other effects, right?
But Faceless Manipulator, it's not switch, it's copy, right?
Yeah. So and it's not even being run.
Yeah.
So I don't see this card being run. And you can't even copy your opponent's minions. It's only friendly.
Yeah. I think it's just bad because it's switch. Like, automatically the thing you're switching with is going to become a 1/1, right? I find that so bad.
Oh wait, this is Faceless Shambler?
Oh, is this copy? Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
it's copy.
it's
Switch, yo. Oh my god. Okay, never mind.
Either way, it's bad. Either way.
Alright. Now, okay, next up we got Eater of Secrets. So Battlecry, destroy all enemy secrets and gain +1/+1 for you. Actually, on Constructed, I'm seeing a little bit more of like Chris Paladin. It's not exact same deck as before, obvious, because they lost what, like Eng and stuff like that. But they're still running like a lot of secrets, so I don't know. Maybe this card can, you know, sweep in as a tech card against those type of classes, or even against classes like Mage, where they spend 3 mana to, you know, play their secrets, and then, you know, 4 mana just kills all of them.
Yeah, against certain decks, it's actually really good. Like, if you play against Secret Paladin, it could become enormous. Or if you play against something like Freeze Mage, you can deny the Ice Block. So definitely a tech card that can be subbed in. Because even if it eats 1 secret, then it's a 3/5, and you have destroyed the enemy secret, so you get a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, cool.
So in a secret-heavy meta, it'd be playable. And then in Arena, it'd be horrible. Because you're rarely going to eat a secret.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I also saw a lot of Freeze Mage on ladder, and it would be really good against Freeze Mage. Both their secrets, strong to just get eaten. Alright, next up we got Infested Tauren. So, taunts and Death Rattle summon a 2/2 slime. So what's that, like a 4/5? 4/5 for 4?
4/5.
Kind of?
Yeah.
But can be silenced, though? I don't know.
Definitely a downgrade from Twilight Shredder. Obviously.
Yeah.
What
is this? Is this the new Pilot Shredder, bro? Nasty, man.
It's just like average. There's some potential.
Like, it's taunt, so it's okay,
'Cause,
but
yes,
that's so small, though. It's like a 2/3
a
taunt.
2/3 taunt isn't that big, and the 2/2 doesn't even have taunt.
Not great. I think in Arena might be okay. Just
Arena's
absorb
okay,
damage,
but Constructed unplayable.
Yeah, sounds good. Next up, we got Twilight Summoner. Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. Very cool. So can be silenced, and then it's just useless. But what is it? Like I guess it's kind of a 6/6 for 4. Can be. And I guess the opponent I guess can choose when to pop it, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying to have on the board, right? I know people are running what's the new legendary? The one where it's summoned all the Death Rattle ones? N'Zoth, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can play that in N'Zoth, and then once it's respawned, it'll be super annoying because, to deal with that and then on top of the 5/5 that summons from it. I don't know. What do you think?
Actually don't think it's going to be played because it just takes too long to activate. Say your opponent ignores it.
Yeah.
So you play it on turn 4, you have to wait a turn. And then turn 5 you pop it. And then turn 6 is when you can actually use the 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. So I don't think it's that good.
I've actually seen it played like a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Have you seen the Healing deck?
I haven't.
Okay, well...
Oh, yeah, I have.
The Paladin they just run a shit ton of heal spells, and then, like, Rag the Light Lord or whatever, right? You just run all those heal cards, and then you run this, and then N'Zoth, and then a whole bunch of other Death Rattles. And so, they can afford to run slow cards, just because they have, like, a lot of heal and a lot of stall, so I don't know. I guess it can be okay, but once it's silenced, it's just destroyed. It's like, it's a 1/1 for 4, you get wrecked. Alright, next up we got Evolved Kobold. Oh god, okay, 2/2
this
for...
card's just horrible. It's just horrible.
A 2/2 for 4 and spell
horrible.
Damage 2. Yo, I have not seen this card yet. I have not seen this card yet, and this is the most disgusting card I've seen in my life.
If you compare it to Kobold, for an extra 2 mana, you're only getting 1 spell damage.
I'm saying, man.
Which is actually horrible.
Well, we're gonna... that's trash. I don't even think you'd pick it in Arena, to be honest. Like, ever.
Ever.
Right.
It's horrible.
Blackwater Pirate. Your weapons cost 2 less. Okay, this is common. But you'd probably want to run it in something like Warrior deck, right? People, they came out with a few new Pirate Warrior cards. So this can be, played with them with synergy. The stats, 2/5 for 4 is not great, but it's your weapons cost 2 less. So that's when it's on the field, right? All the time. Just when it's on the field, your weapons cost 2 less. It can be pretty good if it survives, though. And having 5 HP, it has like a higher chance of survival.
Actually, don't think it'll be playing constructed because there's not that much actual good pirate synergy. Like, there's a lot of pirate synergy, but it's not very good.
Yeah, it's not great.
And then in Warrior, I don't think the two cost less of weapons is that big of a deal. So I don't see it being run. And then in constructed, in Arena, 2/5 is really weak for 4 mana. And
you might not get like a ton of weapons, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get a ton of weapons, so it might not get that much value anyways, right? Alright. Next up we got Midnight Drake. Battle Cry, gain +1 attack for each other card in your hand. So it's like Twilight Drake, but reversed, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
I see it having potential.
Yeah, dude, but there's no more BGH or any like easy snap removal like that, right? I think it can be okay. I don't know. Well, okay, so I was thinking that what's it called? Handlock was gonna be super OP, but then they nerfed Molten Giant, right? And that oh man, took a big hit, took a huge hit. So I feel like this would be run in a deck like that, where you're just constantly.
Yeah, but Handlock isn't even that popular anymore.
Oh,
like
not
it's still being played a bit.
Because they nerfed Molten, bro. Molten was pretty much the go-to cards. Like you Molten, you taunt up when you get really low, right? So I don't know. I think this card can be okay. In Arena, okay, maybe.
In Arena, it's average. Generally you'll have 3 to 4 cards. So a 5/4, is like whatever, and then a 6/4 is it's kind of like just above average a bit.
Yeah, not bad. All right.
Yeah.
So next up we got Cyclopian Horror. Taunts and Battlecry gain +1 HP for each enemy minion. So I think this can be good in decks like Zoo right now, who are running like a shit ton of 1/1s who just swarm the board, and then you play this and you just like get a huge taunt. You get like a 3/8 taunt or something. It could be really annoying to deal with. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think it's only good in a Zoo heavy meta, because say in a regular meta your opponent has 2 minions, and then on 4 you play a 5/5, which is like it doesn't really help with the 2 minions because they can trade in it and they have tempo advantage still. So you want to play a fast card to get rid of those 2 minions.
True, yeah.
So in constructed, a bit of potential, and in arena, I actually don't see it being run.
I think it's actually, to be honest, I think it's worse in arena than it is in constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. All right, cool. Next up, we got Psych-o-Tron. A 3/4 taunt and divine shield for 5 though. 5/3/4. I don't know. I think it can be okay.
Yeah, you pretty much compare this to Sunwalker, because Sunwalker's a 6 mana with 4/5, so it's just 1/1 less stats, but you get the mech synergy. So I see it can be played, because Sunwalker was being played a bit, like rotated in and out. So Cyclone Destroyer for arena, I actually think it's a good card. 3/4 with taunt and divine shield.
That's actually nice.
Pretty good for 5.
Yeah. It can trade to like a shit ton of minions, man. It could be really nice, I think. Especially if your opponent's just swarming and then you play this straight up. It's pretty nice.
You trade into like potentially 3 minions.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, next up we got Cult Apothecary. Battlecry for each enemy minion, restore 2 HP to your hero. What do you think, boss?
In a Zoo heavy deck where there's like a swarm of 1/1s, I think it's a good card. Because if you think about it, to heal bot, it's a 5 mana +1 stats and heal 14 if they have 7 minions. But other than that, I think it's pretty weak. Because say they have 3, a 5 mana 4/4 that restores 6 isn't actually that good. It's not impactful enough. Because the 6 health doesn't even matter if you don't clear the board. They'll just keep attacking your face.
That's true. But I think it can be pretty strong in some decks like Freeze Mage or something like that. Where you're just like freezing the board and then they're just full, right? And sometimes you have some mana left over to play with, right? When you're Freeze Mage. And say like they have full board, you freeze, you play this on top of it, you just gain a whole bunch and you're back like to a nice amount of HP. Yeah, I think it can be okay. Alright, next up we got Corrupted Healbot. So Death Rattle, restore 8 health to the enemy hero. Okay, so it's like a big boy zombie chow, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. In constructed, I don't see it being played at all.
Why not?
Because
not even in like slow decks or something like that?
Not even slow decks, because the 6 attack. So if you compare it to Pit Fighter, it's just 1 extra attack and then restore 8 health to the enemy hero. The 6 attack is actually insignificant because there's not a lot of minions. Not a lot of popular minions with 6 health.
True.
So you'd rather just run Pit Fighter.
Yeah.
And then in arena, I think it's pretty good.
I think in arena it's good.
Important.
Yeah.
Stats are more important.
Stats, exactly. Yeah. Like that one attack stat can actually make a huge difference in something like arena. But yeah, you're right. In constructed, okay. Next up, we got Validated Doomsayer. At the start of your turn, set this minion's attack to 7. So it definitely has to be played in a slower deck with, I don't know, a lot of, stall and stuff like that. Dude, 5 mana 7/7. What do you think, bro? 5 mana 7/7.
Unplayable, horrible in constructed and arena.
You think so?
Because 7 health on 5 mana is horrible. Like Doomsayer isn't even being played. Wouldn't even be good, and it's a 2 mana card on turn 5. And if they attack it, say they even have 1 minion, then a 7/3 is still not good.
True, but you
same thing with an arena, because if you're already winning, then this card's like whatever. But if you're losing, this card's unplayable.
Dude, but what if it just survives and you just get the 7 attack, bro? How nice is that, man?
Obviously, and that's the dream.
Alright, so Kenny thinks it's shit. Next up, we got Dark Speaker. Battlecry swap stats with a friendly minion. Oh, this is the one I thought. Okay, no. This is the one I thought where it's swap. Okay. So there is something with swap. Okay. 3/6 is better than 1/1 at least, right? 3/6 for 5, right? But when would you want to swap, really? I guess when you're making an attack up? So when you're making, like, if you want to make a trade, so say you have like a 2-drop, right? Something on the field. And then you want to trade up into something that has like 3 HP, right? But it's going to die. Or, boom, you swap, attack in, and then you have 2 minions instead of 1. 2 3/3s instead of a 3/6. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking of scenarios in which it could be good.
And those scenarios are not good enough.
Yeah, it's
Horrible
true.
cards. There's better 5-mana cards.
Yeah.
Fen Creeper isn't even being played, and it's a 5-mana 3/6.
Also has taunt too.
Yeah, so this card's unplayable. And then in Arena, it's just like... In Arena, your scenario actually works out pretty well.
I think it could work out in other scenarios in Arena when you're going for value and like minion stats and all that stuff. But I think in Constructed, it would be pretty hard to see play. Alright, so next up we got Crazed Worshiper. So taunt, and whenever this minion takes damage, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. Okay.
So this you could compare straight to Fen Creeper.
Yeah, so it is a Fen Creeper, except with Cthulhu buffs.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's actually nice.
What do you think? Would you run this in your Cthulhu decks?
I think it can be good against certain decks. Against decks like Zoo and stuff like that. You know, minion heavy decks and like the new Cancer Paladin. But against decks where it could be like, you know, easily removed by like Fireball or, you know, something like that. It's okay, right? Because some people would still play Fen Creeper. So, you know, you get the stats, right? I don't know. What do you think? Like in Arena, what do you think?
In Arena, a below average card because the effect actually doesn't matter.
But people play Fen Creeper in Arena though, right?
Yeah, but Fen Creeper in Arena is still a below average card. So
Yeah,
it's basically the same as Fen Creeper. Yeah.
It can be okay. Fen Creeper can actually be okay in Arena. It's not terrible. It's not like one of the worst picks. It's pretty average. It's pretty average. It's pretty average. All right. Next up. Okay, we got Skeram Cultist. So Battlecry, give your Cthulhu +2/+2 wherever it is.
6 mana, 7/6.
I don't know. I don't like the stats. It's weird.
There's not a lot of minions with 7 health, huh?
I feel like if you want to run Cthulhu cards, you would run more defensive Cthulhu cards with more HP rather than attack, right?
Yeah.
Because like the goal is to stall, get your Cthulhu super high, and then roast him with Cthulhu. And playing a 7/6 for 6 is kind of doing the opposite. You're kind of playing it for like super high tempo, right? I don't know.
7/6. 7/6. If we'll say a 6 mana 6/6, I'd still say it has potential.
Yeah.
Because the +2/+2 is actually really good. Because when you compare it with other Cthulhu cards, it's +1/+1, so you get that extra added stat.
True.
And I don't know, but I just don't see it being played. 6 mana cards is a really contested slot.
By what?
With like Sylvanas and stuff.
Oh. Well,
Like, there's just like better cards.
I just don't like the 6 slot anyways. I usually have like legit 2 cards in my 6 slot because I feel like it's not that important of a turn anyways.
It's just
But
not that impactful.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. In Arena, actually, the 7/6 is not that bad though.
Yeah,
in Arena.
late
Stats
game,
are okay.
Yeah,
and
you
late
want
game.
like really big effects or really big stats. The vanilla like 7/6 or 6/7 for 6 mana is like not enough in Constructed.
True. But in Arena, it's gonna be okay just because of the stats. Alright, next up, we got the most disgusting card in the game. We got Corrupted Seer, 6 mana, 2/3. Deal 2 damage to all non-Murloc minions.
Basically, get a Consecrate.
Alright, and we're gonna skip that card. Okay, next up, we got Scaled... we got Scaled Nightmare. Alright, so it's actually an okay card. At the start of your turn, double this minion's attack. So, what kind of deck do you think this would be played in?
Well, obviously a really intensive dragon synergy deck, maybe like Dragon Priest or something,
Okay.
or Dragon Warlock. I actually don't think it's that good.
I think it can be
Does he
good with buffs though. If you
With-
somehow
yeah, with buffs.
get a buff, like, so say I think in Priest would be the best. Just because if you can get some buffs on that bad boy and it just keeps doubling and it gets out of control, you just win the game, right? And with 8 HP, it's really strong to trade down into like any minion, right? Pretty much any minion for free, right? So I don't know. I think it can be okay. I actually have not seen many Dragon Priests on ladder, even though I thought might have been okay.
I
Because
thought Dragon Priest would actually be really good against all the aggro decks, especially.
because all of the cards from that expansion are still here, right? I'm pretty sure there's like barely any cards from Dragon Priest that left.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, I think it can be seen play if somebody wants to make the Dragon Priest deck.
It
Add
can
that in
seem
there.
good, but unlikely. In my opinion, it's unlikely.
Okay. In Arena, I don't think it's that good though.
Yeah, Arena, you have to wait too long.
Yeah.
for it to
In
develop.
Constructed, you can make stuff happen though. All right, we got a legend. We got Mukla, Tyrant of the Veil. Battlecry, add 2 bananas to your hand. All right, so 6 mana, 5/5. I don't like the stats. The bananas, I don't think can be that useful. So this is a 7/7 for 8,
Pretty much.
pretty much.
Which
Which
is horrible.
horrible,
Unplayable.
which is bad. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, doesn't seem great, so
Alright, it's
I wouldn't
not
be
being
down.
played.
Yeah.
Even in Arena. it's too
Even in
slow.
Arena, I don't think it's that good. Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Ancient Harbinger. Harbinger? What the? Harbinger. Okay. At the start of your turn, put a 10 cost minion from your deck into your hand. Oh my god, I didn't even know this was a card. This is actually not that bad.
Really? Actually,
I actually didn't even
really
know this
like
was a
this
card.
card.
This is actually nice. I actually didn't even know this is a card. I think I might run this in my decks because it might be... Dude, sometimes you just need Cthulhu in your hand. You're just like, bro, I really need this card right now. And then you have... Okay, if you run this card, then you have 3 ways in your deck. Like, if you run 2 of them, then you have 3 ways to bring Cthulhu to your deck, right? So, I don't know. I think it actually can be okay. But mind you, the stats are so trash, man.
so if you have to wait 1 turn, obviously, to draw the 10 mana card. And then 6 health is decent, but it's actually not that good because a lot of 6 mana minions can kill this.
Yeah, it's so
I can see
weak, the
why-
stats.
Like you said it yourself, like you didn't even know this card existed, so I can see why it's not being played.
Yeah, just because the stats are so weak. Like, if you don't, need Cthulhu or like, it's not that big of a deal, then just playing like a 4/6 minion is just yuck, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you already have Cthulhu in
Then
your
it's
hand
easy.
already,
Dead card.
then both of them, if you run 2 or 1, then it's going to be a dead card. All it is going to be a 4/6 for 6, which is just gross, right? Yeah, that's what I think anyways. All right. Next up we got Nerubian Prophet. At the start of your turn, reduce this card's cost by 1. Okay. So just keep it in your hand for the entire game, and it's a 0 mana 4/4, right?
I would say it's.
I feel like
not
it's
gonna
not
be
terrible,
good.
but I feel like how can this be
Not
played
terrible,
and
but it's
constructed? I feel like
Yeah,
it's
it's-
not horrible, but like what the heck is going on with this card? Like it's just
It'll
weird.
never
It's
be
just
played
weird.
constructed. I'll call that right now. Never ever.
Okay.
Not even like people who are like just starting, like, oh, maybe I'll put this card in my deck. Nah, they're gonna be like, this card's shit, man.
Dude, it's
And
kind of
in
cool
Arena-
art though. I like
In
the
Arena,
art.
it has potential.
Thanks.
I'd
Yeah, I
say
know,
below
I know.
average, honestly, in Arena.
Yeah, I think so. Like top deck, terrible, right? Every time you top deck, it's just like terrible.
Unless you top deck it on turn 1.
Yeah, sure, dude.
And then if you think about it, you top deck it on turn 1,
Yeah.
you play it as if on turn 4 as a 3 mana 4/4, which is horrible.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you want to play a 4 mana card. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So in
that's
Arena,
fine.
it's still
So bad. Okay. This card, I actually really like this card. Okay.
Really?
Tell me what you think. Hogger, Doom of Elwyn. Whenever this
Hogger-
minion takes damage, summon a 2/2 null with taunt. What do you think, bro?
Well, you compare it with Hogger. actually don't like this card. Actually, if you get hit twice...
Bro, this card's nice! This card's nice! This card's nice!
Right.
Okay.
You've been playing constructed. Do you see it being played? Has it been
I do.
played in constructed?
I play it in, like, all of my constructed decks.
What the
I
hell?
actually love this card. Okay, I'll tell you why, okay?
Right.
So, okay, first of all, people don't understand what this card does, and they always fuck up, and they don't realize that the 2/2s have taunt. Okay? That's one reason. The second reason is, it's automatic.
I thought I disconnected.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the second reason is, automatically, okay, well, not automatically, if it doesn't get silenced, it's an 8/8 for 7, right? And that's not bad, but the 2/2 has taunt, which can be very strong. And if your opponent doesn't have any way to deal with it, it can grow like exponentially, right? Like you just keep getting 2/2s, right? And they always want to expend all their mana just to deal with this one guy, and then getting the taunt from it is really strong. I think it's really good and constructed, and can be really good in arena too. Actually, I like this card a lot.
I'll give you that. Okay.
Yeah.
You convinced me. I thought it'd be bad.
Dude, okay, when I first got it, I'm like, do you know what? I don't know, man. Like, you could just get fireballed. Like, it's done, right? But it's like, boom, a 2/2 pops up. Not that bad, actually. It's actually...
And the taunt's annoying to deal
with.
with.
The taunt is annoying to deal with, and it's really strong against, like... it's really strong if you're trying to protect your own minions, right? So yeah, I think it actually could be really good. Okay, next we got... this thing definitely is grotesque. We got we got Grotesque Dragonhawk, 5/5, Wind Fury for 7.
Alright, I'll end it right now. Unplayable.
Yeah.
Horrible card.
Okay.
Wind Fury Harpy is a 6 mana 4/5. And you just get 1 attack more for 1 more mana, which is horrible.
True.
Unplayable. Not gonna be played. End of story.
Alright. Dude, I think in arena, I would pick this card.
Horrible.
I would pick this card. Just because it's funny.
How grotesque could
Dude, what if you have buffs on that, man? It's just over. It's
Harpy.
Yeah, but
the 6 mana 4/5.
this one's cooler though. It's 7 mana and it's Dragonhawk.
Next card.
Alright. We got Bog Creeper. We got 7 mana 6/8. Decent taunt. I think it's just slow and weak though, and I wouldn't play it in any constructed deck.
Yeah, definitely. It's too weak. 7 mana. You need like a big effect or a better stat line to be played. And
True.
in arena, I think it'd be fine.
Arena is fine. Arena's fine. Like a whole bunch of these really high cost minions, fine in arena. In constructed, they're too slow and crappy. All right, next up we got Twin Emperor Vek'lor. Taunt and Battlecry for Cthulhu has at least 10 attack. Summon another Emperor. So that's one of the 10 attack Cthulhu cards I was talking about before. What do you think?
It's really likely that on turn 7, if you're playing Cthulhu deck, it'll have more than 10 attack with all the other cards you're running.
Exactly.
So if you think about it, it's a 7 mana with 2 4/6s.
It's strong. It's strong. It's
really good against aggro because you could potentially kill like 4 or more minions if you get 2 of them. Well, in aggro, it's really good because it has taunt. And even in a non-aggro meta, the stats are still pretty good.
The stats are nice, bro. Because if you're playing a Cthulhu deck, you're almost guaranteed to have 10 attack by turn 7.
No,
so
it's 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, so you get an 8/12 for 7 with taunt. Like, not exactly that because it's split, but it's still so strong.
Good.
Like, I do play it in my Cthulhu deck. I love it. I think if you're playing Cthulhu deck, you should definitely run it.
And then arena, it's unplayable because you won't have.
It's just a 7 mana 4/6.
It's a 7 mana 4/6.
Which is too weak. Yeah. Alright. Oh shit, okay. Next up we got Eldritch Horror. We got a 8 mana, 6/10. 10 HP. Holy crap, alright. Well, I don't know, man.
Okay.
It doesn't have taunt.
Obviously, constructed, it won't be played.
Yeah, too slow, too crappy again for constructed. But bro, arena? I don't even think it's that strong. Like, you're not gonna want to expend your minions to try to kill this, right? Like, there's no way you're gonna be able to deal 10 damage to kill this. Probably,
yeah, so
in most chances.
to, like, space when they
exactly. Yeah, they're like, oh well.
Yeah.
I think if you have any taunt givers in your arena deck, then this card's gonna be so strong. Trying to deal with that much HP, man. Oh my god, it would just be gross.
So do you think it's playable?
Constructed, no. Arena, maybe. Might be okay. Alright, next up we got Doom Caller. So Battlecry, give your Cthulhu +2/+2, and if it's dead, shuffle it into your deck. Ooh, so you bring back Cthulhu from the dead. What do you think, bro?
Do you play this card? I think it's actually pretty good. I would play it in my Cthulhu deck to get the effect twice. It's a really good late game card. It'll pretty much ensure that you win late game if you get your effect twice.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've played... I have this card in my deck. I do play it because I thought it was really good. I have played at least 30 games with Cthulhu, right? With my Cthulhu Druid. And this card, the reshuffle it back into your deck part, has been used 0 times.
Really?
The only effect I get from it is the +2/+2, and then the 7/9 stats. Like, it just never happens. So I don't know. I don't know whether I like it or not now. Like, I thought it was really good at the beginning because I'm like, okay, well, you have a whole bunch of Cthulhu cards in your deck that have Cthulhu synergy, right? So if your Cthulhu's gone, then all the cards are going to be useless. But if you play this card, bring Cthulhu back in your deck, then all the other cards are going to have meaning again, right? But I don't know, man. I think the meta just has to be super, super, super slow for this to be good.
When the meta's super slow, this card will be played every time.
That's right. That's right.
The effect's just too big.
That's right. But, you know, right now the meta's not really that slow, so it's not a great card.
Yeah.
Alright. Next up, we got the Boogie Monster. When this minion attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. Arena, that's really good. Well, okay, wait. Okay, he has to attack and kill it, right?
Gruul? Yeah, 8 mana, 7/7. At the end of each turn, gain 1
Yeah.
+1.
Yeah.
I think that card is just strictly better than this card.
Think so? Dude, I think this card can be so good in Arena when you're trading into minions and you just keep growing and you just keep trading, right? But but mind you, if something trades into it, then it doesn't gain the +2/+2. It's only if he attacks, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think? Like, do you think I don't think it could be played constructed for sure.
I'd say Gruul is better, and Gruul isn't being played at all.
Exactly, true.
But in Arena,
yeah, what do
Gruul
you
is
think?
like an amazing card. So I think this card would also be, I wouldn't say amazing, but decently good.
Can be pretty good in Arena. Yeah. All right. Okay, we got Blood of the Ancient One. So I didn't know this was a card either. Like, can you get this card? So if you control 2 of these at the end of your turn, merge them into the Ancient One. So we'll skip ahead here. The Ancient One's a 30/30. Alright, so you need 2 of those on the field. Okay, so this can be okay if you run like some sort of like Faceless Manipulator cheese. Bro, you need so many turns though to get the Ancient One and to actually get an attack off with the Ancient One. You need like 3 or 4 turns total, right?
Yeah, it won't be played in constructed.
Dude, I
like,
think
I see some like highlight reels on
I'm
Twitter
saying, bro. Yo, okay, man. I'm gonna make this deck, and I'm gonna go ham, bro. Let's go. I'm ready to go. Yeah, you just need Face Manipulator, and you're ready to go. Yeah, okay. Disgusting. Anyways, probably never gonna. This card is probably never gonna see an attack. Ever. All right. Oh, I got this from a pack actually, from my pack opening video. So it's Soggoth the Slitherer. 5/9 taunt for 9. I don't really like this card though.
The stats are way too weak.
It's so weak, but like it also can't be targeted by spells, which is really good against removal. So it forces your opponent to trade in. I think in constructed it's pretty bad, but I think in arena might be okay. I think they should have made it a 5/10 though. But anyways, yeah. What do you think though?
I think the stat line's both too weak for constructed and arena. Like 5/9 isn't very good.
Dude, it's 9 mana. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yeah.
Just too much.
Yeah. All right. Got Faceless Behemoth. 10 mana, 10/10. What do you think, man? I play in arena, bro. I play this in arena. I would actually play this in arena though. I'm serious.
Nah. Even in Arena, I think it's bad.
Dude, it's a 10 mana 10-10.
10 mana is too slow.
It's never too
Wait
slow.
till turn 10, and then 10-10 for 10 mana isn't even that good.
Listen, bro. Okay, I have an idea here.
No!
No!
Turn 10,
Listen!
you're
No.
already, like, low health, and it's like, when
Listen.
you play this card, you'll
Okay,
get tempo advantage.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of the 3 mana card called? You know what I'm talking about?
Tell me the name.
You know what I'm talking about, bro?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, no. It's a 0/3, bro. Bring a minion from your hand onto the field, man. Alarmobot, bro.
Dude, there's just better cards to bring out with Alarmobot, too.
Listen. There is no better card than a 10-10, okay?
Why would I not just bring out?
We're finishing
12,
that. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over.
A
It's done.
12 or a Ysera instead?
Nah. 10-10's way better. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the guy. This is the Death Rattle guy.
This is where it gets juicy.
Yes, N'Zoth, the Corruptor. Okay. Very good card. Very nice. It's just a refill, man. It's just a refill. All your cards. I've been playing some Death Rattle Rogue. Really good in that deck.
I played Death Rattle Paladin. It's really good too.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. There's like the Healadin who runs like a whole bunch of Death Rattle. That's pretty good. I think this card's just really good. And like, it's awesome. I love this card. Yeah. I think it.
How do you compare it to the other 3 legendaries? Like, do you think it's better or worse?
I think Cthulhu's the best. Wait, what? There's 3 other ones?
Yeah, Cthulhu.
What is this guy?
Sarge.
Okay. Wait. All right, here. We'll compare him at the end. So Cthulhu, we've talked about this before. So deal damage equal to this minion's attack randomly split. So when we were talking about Cthulhu's his ability, that's his ability. So when he keeps getting buffed, so say he's like a 12/12, you have him, you play him, he's gonna deal 12 damage split among like everybody, right? So it's really strong, and you pretty much build like entire decks around him. So I think he's the strongest one, and I actually have not. Oh yes, I do know this guy. Okay, how do you say this? Ysarge, Rage Unbound. Okay, at the end of your turn, put a minion from your deck onto the battlefield. Okay. So it's like the 10 mana. What is it? 10 mana 7/7. Varian Rin, right? So but variants put draw 3 cards, and if they're minions, put them on the field, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What do you think? I think it's hard to deal with the 10-10 early, and it might be okay.
Alright, so if I had to rank it, I would say Cthulhu is the best.
Yes, me too.
N'Zoth and Yogg-Saron is like tied.
Okay.
And then Ysarge is the worst.
You think Yogg-Saron... Dude, Yogg-Saron... Okay, this card is so funny. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Dude, I knew right from the start, I'm like, there's gonna be a shit ton of like highlight videos on this card just because it's so funny, man. Okay, on the first, I don't know if you watched the Hearthstone stream, but when they like, when they were releasing all the cards, when they were like first playing it, I was watching it, and they played this card for the first time, and I literally started bursting out laughing because it was the funniest thing ever. There was just random stuff happening, and it was hilarious, man. It's such a funny card, but it's not great in constructed because it's so like random. But it can be so good for you or so bad.
You'll think about it. If you're lucky, you can always win the game. You just get 3 Pyroblast to face.
Dude, perfect, man. Okay, wait. Let's go back. Let's go back to this Ysarge. Yeah.
Yeah, Ysarge.
So if it survives,
actually
what do you think? Yeah.
I think it'll be played at all because the effect isn't actually that good. And even if you do get the effect, you don't get like the battle cry.
Yeah,
you
true.
Don't have your minions.
Yeah.
And then Varian Worm's just like a straight up better card.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
In arena, it'd be.
In arena can be okay. I think this. Yo, do you know what's it called? The Druid where you run the 4 mana card where it's like gain a whole bunch of crystals and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Ancestral Communion.
Astral Communication.
Astral Communion or whatever or something like that. Yeah, I feel like this card can be run in that deck because if
that deck isn't even being played.
Dude, no, it actually is, bro.
No, it isn't. No way.
Well, no, dude. Okay, there's some people who actually play that deck, and it's actually nice. It's been nice. I actually think it can be if it's gonna be run in a deck, it's gonna be run in a deck like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it can be okay. Okay, next up we got Deathwing Dragonlord. So Death Rattle, put all dragons from your hand into the battlefield. I don't know.
It's a really intense effect.
It is an intense effect, bro.
But I don't think you can make...
It's too slow. It's too slow, man. It's too slow. Yeah. But I think in Arena, pretty nice.
It's a 10 mana, 12.
12, sure. And if you have dragons,
dragon in your hand,
yeah.
play it.
Yeah. Alright. And that's it, eh? Alright, sweet. Alright, well, Kenny, thanks a lot for, you know, telling me your opinion on all these cards. You are, you know, legend and the best Hearthstone player I know, so I appreciate it, bro. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with some more content. Love you, boys.
Peace out.
Today we're going to be doing pack opening. Got 69 packs ready to go. So yeah, let's see what's up.